Welcome to Wealth Lab. Today, we're diving straight into a pretty uncomfortable truth. Have you ever wondered why you can work incredibly hard year after year, and yet true wealth still feels completely out of reach? It's so easy to just blame bad luck or the economy, right? But the ugly truth is, the biggest things keeping 99% of people from building wealth are actually their own internal beliefs, daily habits, and choices. So today, we're going to break down exactly what keeps most folks stuck. And more importantly, we're going to show you exactly how to break free.
Let's kick things off with a statistic that should honestly serve as a massive wake-up call for all of us. 62%. According to scholar David B. Grusky, 62% of single-parent households have zero savings or financial assets. Literally zero. Just let that sink in for a second. We've got a huge portion of our population reaching retirement age with almost nothing saved, meaning they're relying entirely on a totally unpredictable system to survive their later years. It's a terrifying reality. But listen, it does not have to be yours.
Moving into Section 1, it's not your income. We really need to bust this massive income myth.
Look, most people genuinely believe that snagging a higher salary automatically means they're building wealth. But that's fundamentally flawed. We constantly confuse two really key concepts here: income and wealth. Income? That's just a flow of money over time. It's your paycheck. Wealth, on the other hand, is the collection of assets you actually own, minus whatever you owe. Basically, income is what you make, but wealth is what you keep. The trap here is that so many families unconsciously treat their salary as their spending limit. If they make $4,000 a month, they spend $4,000 a month. It's a poor man's mindset. When their income goes up, their savings just stay completely flat because their lifestyle expands to eat up every single extra dollar.
And this doesn't just happen to average earners. We've all heard the crazy stories of professional athletes, celebrities, and highly paid doctors who somehow died flat broke. During the 2008 financial crisis, million-dollar traders lost absolutely everything because they were constantly panic trading. Even highly paid Lehman Brothers executives ended up financially ruined. They relied on terrible mental accounting and took on massive personal risks. The big takeaway here? Without a deliberate, disciplined system in place, even the most highly paid professionals are literally just one missed paycheck away from total financial disaster.
Which brings us to Section 2, the wealth destroyers. Let's talk about these silent financial killers. So, if your income isn't the real problem, what is? Well, the absolute biggest offender is lifestyle creep. As your paycheck gets a little bigger, your lifestyle gets a little nicer. You start eating out way more instead of cooking at home. You suddenly rack up 10 different streaming subscriptions. You start buying premium brand clothes when the regular ones were perfectly fine. And you tell yourself, hey, I work hard, I deserve it, right? But in the short term, those minor upgrades keep you stuck living paycheck to paycheck, completely relying on credit cards. And in the long term, the impact is devastating. You completely miss out on the magic of compound interest. You are basically robbing yourself of the wealth that actually gives you options and freedom down the road. You're trading tomorrow's financial independence for today's takeout dinner.
And it isn't just bad habits. Our own brains are actually working against us through cognitive biases that completely destroy our financial decision-making. Take loss aversion, for example. This is where the pain of losing money feels twice as bad as the joy of gaining it. It's crazy. It makes people hold on to losing stocks forever, just hoping and praying they bounce back. We also have the status quo bias, where we prefer to keep things exactly as they are rather than make a tough but necessary change. We are literally wired to make emotional money choices instead of logical ones.
Another huge mental trap is mental budgeting. This is where you organize your money into symbolic categories based on emotion rather than actual logic. For example, maybe you keep $10,000 in a low-yield savings account just because it feels safe. But at the exact same time, you're carrying $10,000 in credit card debt at a brutal 20% interest rate. Logically, that makes absolutely zero sense. But emotionally, you don't want to touch those sacred savings to pay off the debt. These mental silos are exactly what keep 99% of folks trapped in a vicious cycle of paying totally unnecessary interest.
Now let's dive into Section 3, the mindset gap. It's time to look at how the 1% view money.
If we actually want to escape the 99%, we have to look at how the 1% thinks. And spoiler alert, it's incredibly boring. The 99% are super focused on active consumerism. They buy liabilities and comfort, think dining out, shiny new gadgets, expensive travel, and ego upgrades. But the wealthy? They do the exact opposite. They fund their assets first. They buy stocks, real estate, and education. They are masters of delayed gratification. Wealthy households pour their money into things that generate even more money, and they only enjoy whatever is left over after they've invested.
They don't feel guilty about spending because their financial future is already on lock. They simply value tomorrow's freedom way more than today's ego-driven comfort.
If you want hard proof of just how boring true wealth building actually is, you've got to hear about this internal review Fidelity did back in the early 2000s. They set out to find which of their clients had the absolute best returns. They fully expected to find these brilliant, hyperactive day traders, but instead, they found that the best performing accounts belonged to people who had completely forgotten they even had accounts. Oh, and dead people. Yeah, literally dead people. Why? Because they did absolutely nothing. They couldn't panic sell, they couldn't check their phones every 5 minutes to look at the market, they just let their assets compound over time. Sometimes, the ultimate wealth-building move is just getting out of your own way.
If you're finding this valuable, please subscribe to Wealth Lab and share this video with your friends and family. It really helps us grow.
All right, let's get into Section 4, the formula. These are the steps to real wealth.
Okay, let's get super practical here. This is a simple, highly actionable framework that anyone can follow no matter what your paycheck looks like right now. Step 1. Automate your saving. Set it up so that money leaves your checking account and goes straight into investments the absolute second you get paid. You have to stop the bleeding before lifestyle creep can even kick in. Step 2. Fund your assets first. It's time to flip the script. Before you buy that shiny new phone, pause and ask yourself, is this buying me comfort or is this buying me freedom? Step 3. Set clear, long-term goals. Because if you don't have a specific destination in mind, you're just going to drift. And finally, Step 4. Do absolutely nothing during market panics. Think back to that Fidelity study. When everyone else is freaking out and selling, you stay disciplined, you stay bored, and you just let your money work for you.
You see, building wealth is not some exclusive secret reserved for the lucky few. It's actually a choice you make every single time you receive a paycheck. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Wealth Lab. We'll see you in the next one. Will your next paycheck buy comfort or buy freedom?